Is it his policy to, quote, muddle through, close quote, the current economic uncertainty?
No, the government has actively taken a number of steps to ensure New Zealand can minimise any fallout from global economic events.
Does he then agree with the sentiments that he ascribed to his Minister of Finance this morning, that it is sufficient for New Zealand to muddle through the current economic turbulence, or does he aspire to a better plan?
I've never said the words in the quote that the members just said. In fact, I have the quote in front of me, and the question from Rachel Smalley was, do you believe a double-dip recession is on the horizon? To which I said, while the atmosphere and the mood is very dark in the United States, by the way, that's the place where the President has Camp David as a retreat, and in Europe, that we might just muddle through. We being the world, not New Zealand.
Does he recall the Minister of Finance giving a speech in 2009 wherein he said, quote, we want to do better than just muddle through, close quote. And 2 years later on, with growth of just 0.1% and 47,000 more people out of work than when he came to office, isn't it time he delivered on this aspiration?
Yes, I do recall that speech. And what I would say is, notwithstanding the earthquakes which have taken place in Christchurch, which have clearly had an impact on the economy, we've grown at 1% for the first half of this year. The OECD average has been 0.3% for the first quarter and 0.2% for the second quarter. It might be worth just thinking about what those quarters looked like in 2008. March was minus 0.2, June was minus 0.6, September was minus 0.6, and December was minus 1.2. That's a remarkable step up from that hapless Labour government.
When the Prime Minister promised New Zealanders an aggressive recovery and that the country would come roaring out of recession, did he mean that 3 years later he would be muddling through and growth would be crawling along at 0.1%, well below the rate of population growth?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Again, Mr Speaker, I didn't say roaring, so the member really, if he wants to quote me, should go and get the facts and read them out properly, as well as the full quote, as he knows well. But relatively speaking, Mr Speaker, we're actually doing pretty well.